Absolutely. Mike McCoy right here on the show. So, Mike, we all watched this game over the weekend. You did as well as a former player, and just watching the ups and downs, watching the adversity, watching what you saw against Tennessee and Neyland. What was the biggest takeaway you took from this particular matchup?
Man, it's just honestly, I'm not sure how much do these coaches make. How much do the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinators make?
At least over $1 million. I can say that, at least over $1 million.
So again, if I'm paying you to do a job, that's what I expect you to do. Like I'm trying to figure out, Buddy knows something. Do he got something on somebody at Bama? Like, come, bruh, you had a receiver who had 6 catches, 5 touchdowns. Think about what we just said. 6 catches, 5 touchdowns. This kid ain't got to play no more college football. This boy going to get drafted the first round. I was going to say, hey, man, put in that Alabama film and see what I did. No adjustments whatsoever. It's not rocket science. If I got one receiver that is whooping me, what do? Why would I not go into a bracket? Why would you not take him out of the game? I'm going to make you go somewhere else. You're going to have to go to another honeypot. Middle of the field, wide open. No communication. That starts. No, you take on the identity of your middle linebacker and your defensive coordinator, and come on, man. So I'm not sold on it. And in the offense side of the ball, man, just let Bryce play. I wouldn't even let him. Don't let him call nothing. Don't let the OC call nothing else. From this day forward, hey, man, let Bryce run it. Let him be Tom Brady. Because I feel anytime we put in the hands of these coordinators, man, we assed out. It's just
speaking,
point blank period, man. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead and finish your point, Mike. Finish your point there.
Because I feel like we always had this conversation, man. It's an endless conversation, man. Defense. Bro, come on, man. When is enough, man? Because if I wasn't doing my job, you better believe I'm finna hear about it. Everybody and their mama gonna let me know. And me as a competitor, I ain't got no choice. Either I'm gonna change or I'm gonna adjust or I'm gonna lose my job. You know, I get contracted out by schools. They call me, or an agency trusts me with training their athletes. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't do a good job, I got to give them a refund on their money, and they take they stuff elsewhere. I mean, you get paid $1 million. You get paid more than other head coaches around here, bro. Come on. Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not. You're not. So sticking with that, then, Mike. I mean, Nick Saban, known for the loyalty of it all. But where do you? I mean, where do you go from here? Where you are seeing these two coordinators, you struggling with them. I mean, I for one have said, you don't let marquee guys that can meet you where you at walk out the door. And we've seen Kirby Smart, Jeremy Pruitt, Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin, Burton Burns, Bobby Williams walk out the door. And these were guys that could meet dudes right where they're at. So when you look at these two coordinators, I mean, Mike, what do you do with them?
I'm trying to get to a point where I guess where I'm trying to make it make sense in my mind, because this is not the Nick Saban that we grew accustomed to knowing. When this man spoke, man, it shook the whole house. You know, it shook the whole facility. But hard times build tough people. And that's one of the things. When he came into this program, he built men. He made us think we were Navy SEALs. So it's almost like the rich parent syndrome, where I feel like you, as a parent, you made your millions of dollars. And some of these kids, they don't know the real grind. They don't know the real work and labor it took to build an empire. So they become trust fund babies. They don't respect the business. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they got too many guys that don't understand the Bama standard. They don't know what it takes to all go into being the Bama way. I think you got too many guys. I ain't trying to be funny. You got too many guys from out west, up north. They ain't got no state. They don't understand. I remember being on a team where kids had full scholarships to go play college ball at other schools. But they chose to come to Alabama because their grandfather played at Alabama. Their uncle, their bigger brother. It meant something to them. These guys, man, tell me why. I got on Instagram. I saw several guys, after y'all just got whooped, posting on Instagram. What are you doing? Is your NIL deal that important? At halftime, you checking your phone? You ain't really too engaged. Again, these boys are no longer amateurs now. You're making these guys into pros, man. Something got to change. But it starts up top, man. Coach Saban needs to he needs to shake some things up. He needs to bring in your former players. You better pay them. If you showing up paying them boys $1 million, hey man, you gonna need my time. You gonna have to pay me. Not even just me. Why not Marquise Mays or guys like DJ Hall that came through there? Why you ain't got guys like Rolando, Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram, the guys on their bowies? Why are they not investing back in the program? John Parker Wilson, Corey Reamer, dudes who got blood, sweat, and tears that are part of the process. Rashad Johnson, Javier Arenas, Kareem Jackson. Like, these are the boys that you need to have that's in these rooms to shake up some things. But I'm saying my piece, man. It starts up top. A lot of people don't like what I got to say, man. But the more things stay the same, they're going to stay the same unless you change, Only time a kid, I got my little boy in the back seat. The only time my son learns something is when he learned by experience. I can tell him, hey, son, that stove hot all day long. It take him going over there to burn his hand to make it realize. And I hope that's what happened to Alabama this past weekend. These folks got their money up. It's the wild, wild west now. A lot of these kids going to the highest bidder. So now that these schools got the same money that you got, what you going to do about it? What you going to do different? Are you going to revert back to your old ways? You better call Cochran because the sideline looked dead over there to me. Didn't it look dead to you?
Absolutely. So at this point, Mike, where do you feel like Alabama's got to go to from here? Because you got Mississippi State coming up. You got Ole Miss, you got LSU, you still got Auburn that's trying to get to the SEC championship game. So where does Nick Saban need to go to from here after this loss? And after hearing what Saban said today, talking about anxiety where the team is concerned, where does Bama need to go to from here?
Man, look, and I didn't even hear the interview, but I got kids in my gym, and I got parents in my gym who say, hey, man, my kid got anxiety, he got ADHD. Hey, man, that's an excuse. They don't get you no excuse to act out or go against the grain because you got something going on. You're going to do what we tell you to do. You at that university, man. I remember when I signed my name in the letter of intent, man, they said you are now the property of the University of Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I think you give these players too many options. Do your job or get gone. That's what they used to tell me. Either you're gonna be a system guy or we're gonna holler at you, man. Either be a system guy or we're gonna holler at you. It's too much individuality, man. These boys are worried about looking good, man. What happened to being alpha males knocking heads off? Like the last caller just said, there was no pressure on the quarterback. Nobody, I ain't see no linebacker pull nobody to the side. I ain't seeing nobody getting choked out or getting manhandled. Like, I ain't see none of that, man. If it's an argument on that sideline, it needs to be because somebody ain't doing their job, and this means enough to me to make something happen. But again, man, everybody worried about their feelings getting hurt, man. And I'm over that feeling stuff, man. We need to go back to the old ways, man. I don't even think these little boys I had a whooping before. I don't even know they call the police on you. You spank your kids nowadays. So in the midst, we raising some weak kids, man. It ain't that the kids changed. We changed. Our standards and our demands for these young men have changed.